Hi, kindergarten. Hi. I really do want parents to watch this. I know sometimes you watch and sometimes you get to walk away and let the kids watch, but this is going to be some information for parents too, and I'll put that on the assignment so that you can watch it when you have time. I'm showing you something. I can't remember if I showed you this in August, but what it is it's a book that we made in kindergarten. This side has the kids' signatures on it, and this side has a class picture. Okay, but what it is it's a memory book. Okay, and so every year, well, ever since I've been teaching, I've been making memory books for the kids. When I first started teaching, I made really big ones, you know, with construction paper, and then I started making smaller ones. And a few years ago, I went to this, putting things in the notebook, because they're just so much work, and I ended up putting so many hours and so much money into them that I kind of was either going to stop making them or change what I did. And this way was a lot more cost effective, and I didn't have to spend quite so many hours on them, but they're really nice. Okay, so I'm just going to show you now. I cannot promise I'm going to make a memory book for every child, and I'm so sorry. I wish I could, but we just don't know what's going to happen with the rest of our year. You know, I hear lots of rumors. If we do go back into the classroom, some people may choose to stay online. I know if I had a choice, I will probably go back into the classroom, but for the parents and kids who want to stay at home and do distance learning, I don't think I can do both if I go back in the classroom. And everything is still up in the air. I don't know what that's going to look like. So I'm not going to promise the memory books, but I'm going to try my best. So as long as I have things to put in the memory books, then at the end of the year, especially if we get back into the room, you guys will get a nice little book. I'm just going to show you a few pages. I'm going to skip the first one because that's going to be like a surprise. So we always take a picture of the kids on the first day of school. We weren't able to do that. Some of you guys did take pictures at your house and send them to me, so we can do that. You guys had, the kids drew a picture on their first day of school. That one's very light. It's hard to see. This was a boy who moved and didn't get to take his book with him. Okay, we made these, didn't we? A lot of you guys made rainbow fish. Some of you did the circle art. Okay, well, for September, which is the month we're doing right now, September's almost over, we have a really nice little page. It's a story, and what it has is a picture of Johnny Appleseed on the top, because we did a lot of apple activities in September, and I read a lot of books about Johnny Appleseed. So I asked the kids, if they could live like Johnny Appleseed, what would they do? If they could live out in the woods like Johnny Appleseed and sleep under the stars and cook over a fire and just walk in the woods and travel and not even live in a house, what would they do? And then this is called a dictation. So this is my writing. Okay, for the first few months of school, I don't really want the kids to write their own, even if we do have some kids that have, you know, very nice printing skills. It's too hard for them to write exactly what they want to say. I want a really nice, good sentence, and I want them to kind of elaborate. I don't want them just to say, if I were Johnny Appleseed, I would plant seeds. Okay, I want you to try to get a little more of a story out, you know, and that's why I want the parents to write it. So this is called dictation. The kids tell you what they want to say, and you just write it for them, okay? And they can write their own name down here. Now, here's something else I have to tell you. So if we were in the classroom, we would have a really nice bulletin board out in the hall, a big green apple tree, and we would put our apples on it, the tissue paper apples. I'll kind of show you what that looks like. Okay, so this boy, his name was AJ, we stood him in front of that apple tree and we put a pot on his head like Johnny Appleseed would wear. So what I'm going to ask you guys to do, parents, is do the dictation, let your kids draw a picture. I'm going to do a sample in a minute. And I would also love it if you could find a pot at your house, I'm sure everybody has one, and put the pot on your child's head. And then go outside, because I think the pictures turn out so much better outside. Stand in front of a tree. It might not be a real apple tree, but I'm sure you have a tree or at least some green bushes or something in the back, and have your child smile. If you have an apple, you can either put an apple in their hand. Now, I'm alone here right now, so I couldn't really take a picture of myself, but when my husband gets home, I'm gonna put that pot on my head, take my apples outside, and I'm gonna have him take a picture of me, and I'll put it on the assignment page so that you guys can kind of see what I want. And then I think the easiest way, you can put it on your child's seesaw page. or you can just text it to me. So I'll let you have either way. If you text it to me, because I am going to try to print those out, send them to Costco and get them printed. So it's actually easier if you text it because I'll be on my phone. The other way, I'll have to just take a screenshot and save it to my phone. So here we go. So I just got out, remember I didn't read all of these books, but I read quite a few. Here's Johnny Appleseed. He loved to tell stories. Here he is walking. He plants seeds wherever he goes. He wears a pot on his head. Oops, that one's not Johnny Appleseed. I didn't get a chance to read that one. All right, but I think we read enough books that you kind of have an idea of Johnny Appleseed's life. Okay, now you're going to get out your green folder, and I always kind of like to do a little review because I know there may be a few people who missed that first lesson. There were not very many papers in here. So that green folder almost felt like it was empty because I only gave you enough up through December, hoping that we'll be back in school in January. If not, I'll print out more and I'll give you the rest of them. Okay, so our very first one was a picture of you on your first day of school. And we didn't actually do this one on the first day of school. We did it, it was a couple weeks into school, but it was still in August where you drew a picture of you, just you, on your first day of kindergarten, okay? So the second page looks like this. I don't have any writing on this one because I want to show you how to do it. It says Johnny Appleseed. It says September 2020. If I were Johnny Appleseed, I would, and I want you to tell your parents, what would you do if you got to live like Johnny Appleseed? And, oh, I'm so sorry. I was going to write that in marker and I can't find it. That's okay. I'm going to write it in pencil. I might trace over it with marker. So parents, you guys are going to write it. Let your child write their name down here in their own printing, but I want you to write it. So I'm going to think, I would kind of like to, I love going camping and I love sleeping outdoors. I don't know if I wouldn't want to be in a tent though. And I love cooking over the fire and camping. So I'm going to say if I were Johnny Appleseed, I would, cook my dinner or my food. I'll say dinner. Okay, in my pot, the pot that you wear on your head. Okay, over the fire. The fire. So it's like we're camping. And, okay, so see, I only wrote this much. It only fills up not even 2 lines. So then parents, don't let them stop with one sentence. Say, now, what else would you want to do? So I'm going to use the word and. I would cook my dinner in my pot over the fire, and I would sleep with the animals. Remember, Johnny Appleseed made friends with the animals? And he even made friends with the little bear cubs. Okay, and now I'm going to, there you go, and then I'm going to write my name down at the bottom, Mrs. J or Mrs. Jenkins. So the writing is done. Parents, I would prefer this like it with a black marker or a nice pen, but I had one here and it's gone. But if you would want to write in pencil, sometimes it's better to write in pencil, and then we could always trace over it afterwards to make it, sharp and stand out. Okay, here's my picture. Now, you don't have to say what I say. Maybe what you like to do is remember where he liked to wrestle with the bear cubs. Remember how wherever he goes, he plants apple trees. The people that were moving west in their covered wagons, he would give them seeds. He would give them little trees. He would stop at people's houses and have dinner and then tell stories. So there's so many things you can say. You don't have to say what I said, but I know with the children, a lot of you guys think that would be really fun to cook over the fire and to live outdoors and to sleep outside at night and to make friends with the animals. Those are probably the most popular ones, and to plant apple seeds and to eat apples, right? So there's so many things you can say. So I'm definitely going to put an apple tree in my picture. I'm going to make a nice tree. I will show it to you when I'm done because it's too hard for me to hold it up and draw it. Okay, so I'm putting some apples in my tree. Okay, and then I'm going to draw my fire, so I'm going to put some logs down here, and I'm not going to color it. I'll color it later, and then I'll post it. So here's my fire with the flames, okay, and then here I am. I'm just sitting on a stool, okay, and I've got the pot on my head. Don't forget to put the pot on your head. And here's me. I was gonna say, I don't really have long hair. I have, I put me on a stool, and he might not really have a stool. He might just be sitting by the fire. And then I'm gonna put some animals by the fire. I'm gonna put a bunny rabbit. He made friends with the bunnies and the squirrels, okay? And even a bear maybe, huh? He even made friends with the bears. All right, I'm showing you in a minute. And I think I would add, I'm gonna add a little bit more, but for now I'm just gonna show you this. Okay, so I've got my apple tree, I've got my bear and my bunny, and here's my fire, and I'm just sitting by the fire. Oh, the pot's on my head. I guess I could be cooking with the pot. Now, I could make it daytime or nighttime, but if I'm building the fire, it might be nighttime. I might add a moon up here and some stars, okay? And then color it. Do your very best, because this is going in our special memory book. Okay, so I want you to do your best, and parents, make sure you save it. You can just put it right back into this green folder. And then again, I have another one for October, November, and that's why I put them in just one folder, so they stay nice and neat. They don't get crumpled up. Sometimes the workbook pages get a little crumpled or wrinkled, but these I want them to stay nice so that we can put them in the book. Okay? All right, have fun with that paper. I can't wait to see it. Take a picture and send it to me. Bye.